Good evening, everybody. Tonight we're playing Jaws of the Six Serpents. This is the second part of The Blizzard Teeth, a scenario written by Scott Dorward. The Jaws of the Six Serpents. It's a fantasy game, but it deals more with the sorcery genre, the kind of the pulp end of things. So more Conan than Tolkien. And yeah, last session, we'd introduced our characters, and things had gotten a little bit tense. So I'll do a quick recap. The Witchfinder, Absalom Grey, his bodyguard Erin the Many-Handed, and a few loyal men have trekked across the frozen wilderness north of Sartaq to reach the summit of Lord Rochelle, a local nobleman who Absalom believes may in fact be a powerful sorcerer. A blizzard blew up around them that seemed to hide something malign that was dragging his mercenaries off into the snow and slaughtering them. The travellers eventually made it to their destination, only to find the keep already had visitors. Lady Lucy Rochelle, Lord Rochelle's daughter, Jalmain the Unhanged, Fintooth, and a small company of mercenaries were already in residence. Finn, a barbarian from the Earth tribes of Colette, recognised Erin as a member of a rival clan and warned his companions. But Jalmain and Lucy welcomed the new arrivals and allowed them to stay in the keep, though Absalom's followers were told to sleep in the stable along with Jalmain and Finn's mercenaries. Tension between the groups was heightened when Absalom declared his mission to root out witchcraft and was mocked by Jalmain. The protagonists suddenly heard screaming and shouting from outside in the courtyard. Erin, Finn, and Absalom were rushed outside in time to see one of Jalmain's men, Jacko, slaughtered, a figure that they could barely discern through the snow. After a brief fight, the mysterious creature, which Absalom later identified as a demon, was cut to pieces by the parties, who then retreated back to the Great Hall and bolted the door. Lucy decided to be the host and prepared food for everyone, headed down into the kitchen. We learned there that Finn had been told to lock any of the keep's staff down there by Jalmain. And Lucy noted while she was down there that it was particularly cold and detected a faint metallic smell in the air. I mean, she did state that she would very much like to speak with Nanny at some point. And as they left the area to return to the rest of the group, Lucy heard the faint sound of crying and discovered a child hiding in one of the wardrobes in the servant room. Alyssa, the chambermaid, who bore a strange and marked resemblance to Lucy herself. During this time, Absalom and Erin, accompanied by Jalmain, had searched the keep for evidence of witchcraft in Count Rochelle's taxidermy workshop. They found 2 books that had been concealed behind false covers, which dealt with the practice of summoning, binding, and dispelling demons using blood magic. There'd been some hastily scribbled notes and a different handwriting on some of the pages that indicated the Count had indeed been studying these tomes. They then moved on into Lucy's chambers and found an ordinary noble girl's bedroom, except there were bars on the windows, and on the door a lock with scratch marks that seemed to indicate it was usually locked from outside. It was then that Finn and Lucy arrived with the girl Alyssa in tow. And that's where we will start tonight's proceedings, I think. So you're standing in the dimly lit chamber of Lucy Rochelle. Lucy, Finn, and Alyssa have just ascended the staircase and are standing in the doorway, holding. Finn is holding this young girl who's stained with tears. She's obviously been crying for quite some time. And I think, Erin, you decided that you were trying to clean her up using some cloth that you found handy.
Yeah.
So, what are you guys doing?
So, Mr. Witch Hunter, is this your sorcerer then, perhaps? Or is someone else the sorcerer in this foul tale of yours? Do we have any answers yet? Have you found anything? Books, yes. Blood magic, maybe. But do we have anything serious? Where are we going with this?
You are annoying.
Some would say annoying, some would say equally charming, but I get what I want done. And I hope that you can get what you want done, which is to be on your way after solving this mystery of something that's killing some of your men and some of our men, and this thing only turned up when you arrived. I want some answers. I really do want some answers.
Then let me get on with my job.
Please do. We're in the good lady's bedroom. You have been respectful as it is you can be for now. But what are we doing? Where are we looking now?
Well, you can do what you wish, but I proceed alone.
Alone?
I do not need your hampering. I turn my back on him and I pull Erin to one side.
Okay.
And I whisper to Erin, this young child, you seem to like young children. Do you have an affinity with them? Can you try and speak? Well, I'm not talking to children. They're just irksome.
Okay.
She's the only one that we've seen here that doesn't seem to be part of this strange group.
Agreed.
So maybe you could do the nice pleasantries and things and maybe find out where, going on. He seems a little bit jittery.
Yeah. Not very fond of Finn. I get that, but
Understandable.
Something is definitely strange.
He's a terrible man.
Yes.
They're all terrible and rude and obnoxious and terribly annoying.
Mm-hmm. Imagine how hard that must be. I will see to the child and try and calm her down.
Also, I'm tending to want to speak. Did you notice that the guards were on about a payment? So I want to ask them about that. So I'm going to try and get away from imbeciles at this point. They're it's like walking on dog outside and can't scrape it off your shoe. They're just annoying. They're just.
You will have to be very discreet and careful. If you wish for me to talk to the child, you will be alone with the talky one. I do not think he will leave you.
Okay, I have a plan. I turn around and go, you.
Are you talking to me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm looking at you.
Are you?
Yes.
I don't know. What can I do for you now? How can I assist you in this quest you have to seek out the sorcerer that is doing things here?
Such a nerd. Can we go downstairs? I'd like to speak to the guards outside, see what they witnessed. I'll just walk out the door.
You want to go outside?
No, I'm going to speak to the guards.
I'll come and shut the door behind you then.
Oh, don't start that patheticness again.
Whatever creature is out there is not coming in. And I'm going to follow and down the stairs.
Okay. As I'm going down the stairs, I'm rattling on about, yes, you imbecile. The guards that are outside of your team, I want to speak to them. Get them inside.
Actually, they're inside. We left them downstairs, if you remember.
Yeah, I'll go and get to them then.
I did wonder why you wanted to go outside, being that the demons are out there. Actually, we'll go down, yes.
So I go downstairs with the annoyings.
Me and my shadow.
Okay. So it's starting to get dark. That's the thing you kind of notice immediately through the gaps in the shutters. The shutters are banging. The blizzard seems to be intensifying outside, and you can hear the shutters banging throughout as you make your way down to the Great Hall where Xiaomain and the rest of your men are. What's everybody else doing?
Just 1 second.
Well-
Mind the stairs. You don't want to fall and break your neck.
Well, I'll be doing my best to comfort the small child, trying to find her something slightly more warmer to wear out of all of the piles of summer clothes that were left piled across the room.
Okay. Find something. It doesn't fit her at all. I mean, you are much taller than she is. She's quite a small child. And she kind of standing there in one of your, maybe one or two of your summer outfits, and looking slightly ridiculous and pathetic with these a tear-stained face. But I mean, she seems a little bit nervous around Lucy as well. I think Erin, you probably notice, and probably Finn notices too. Xiaomain and Absalom have obviously left, so they don't see anything. But yeah, okay. What's Erin doing to try and calm this kid down?
It's literally, like you said, with the cloth, trying to wipe her face.
Yeah.
Just being gentle, trying to smile. Obviously, letting Lucy find her clothes, helping her. I think at this point I will turn to Lucy and it's like, do you have a water basin anywhere so she can, maybe clean her face a little bit better? Or where can we go and get water?
Yes, I think there's one just near the room. I'll go and try and find her a water, a bowl and some water.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a bowl here. The water is actually freezing cold up here by now. But you can use that to...
When you come through...
Sorry, Finn.
When you come through your dad's chamber, his office, you find Finn standing at the table, thumbing through the books.
Ah.
Do you know how to read?
I wondered if I might be able to pick something up, but I do not understand. Much of what is written here is your dad, your father. Is he some sort of scholar?
He does a great many things. He has some scholarly pursuits, yes, but it's all Daddy's work. I don't really interfere with it. He's an important person,
And this room that you're in, this workshop you're in, it's filled with stuffed animals that some of them are partially completed. The odd one is kind of missing eyes. It kind of lends the whole dimly lit area at this kind of weird, kind of creepy atmosphere as you're kind of looking at some of these animals. Their eyes kind of seeming to follow you as you're moving around. Lucy, you've been in here many times. It probably doesn't affect you as much, but Finn, obviously some of these animals you probably would have fought and killed, at some point, or hunted. And yeah, it's a little bit unnerving and unsettling. But the books that you're looking at, now there's a point. Absalom, did you leave the books that you had found? Did you just leave them in the workshop?
No, I would have took them with me.
Okay, so all that Finn is looking at here is books on subjects like taxidermy and maybe history, and things of that nature. But yeah, they are very academic subjects. So you're not seeing any of the images of the blood rituals or strange magics. And Lucy, you're probably not aware of those anyway. And
yeah,
and it is all very dull.
Does your father look after this? Does your father look after this friend of yours? Did you know a cousin, perhaps? A half-sister. Maybe.
What are you implying exactly?
The family resemblance between the two was the only thing that stayed my blade.
Not harming the house staff should have stayed your blade.
I
That
had no
was the
idea.
agreement.
I had no idea who or what this was. We have been fighting things that I do not recognize. You said this castle was safe. I will keep you safe here, but anything else that comes in, if I recognize it or not, it will not be stayed. Understand if you have any more surprises in this castle, and I may not be so tolerant next time.
There might be goat cheese in the pantry. That says all the other secrets of this house that I know of.
We will get the money, and now we will get double for not spilling the secret of this child.
That is a completely separate matter. And what do you mean, secret of this child? What's exactly what secret is it that you think you know about the
I'll
maid?
leave that one with you. I'm going to find Charmaine. And I walk out, shut the door.
And Absalom and Jalmain have headed down towards the Great Hall where their men are currently waiting by the fireplace. There is a large oaken table, scarred from many years of use and stained. The only real lights, there's a few torches kind of lining the walls here, and the large fireplace down the left-hand side of the room, which is kind of casting these dancing shadows on the vaulted ceiling above you. They're on either side of the table. You've got Jalmain's men down one side, you have Absalom's down another, and they're kind of eyeing each other suspiciously. They're currently drinking mead that they have found. And they are perhaps throwing little threats across the table to each other. She's kind of heightening the tension here. But by the time you arrive, it's kind of palpable and the air's thick with it. What are you doing, guys?
Well, we're here. I'm just going to stand so that my guards can see my face.
Sure. The stairs are kind of there's basically an open archway that kind of leads to this spiral staircase that leads up into the tower, which is at the far end of the room when you've just kind of descended. Directly opposite that wall, on that far wall, is the great door which leads out into the courtyard. And it's kind of rattling on its hinges at the moment in the gales that are blowing across outside. And you kind of feel that perhaps you can hear strange noises within the wind as you're standing here in the Great Hall. Almost like a whispering.
I think your demon is outside, Witch Hunter. How do you propose to kill it? We're here. My men are here. They know that they will be forthcoming with any information regarding the demon.
I ignore him. I walk over to one of his guards, the one that was the most talkative when they're outside. You know, the one that was like.
Oh, the one that was most talkative is actually the one that was slain by whatever was out there, or it appeared to be slain by whatever's out there. The other two guys have been quite tight-lipped, but you know, there's opportunities here for.
I go up to one of them and I give him my. In my head, I can hear Erin saying, be personable, be likable.
Okay.
So I go over and smile at them.
Which, oddly enough, seems to unnerve them a little. Yeah. Yeah. When Absalom smiles, it comes across more of a grimace, which it kind of just sets them a little bit on. They turn away from you and they're looking at the three men sitting across the table from
and
them.
I say to them, I would possibly, if I could have the ear of yourself, come over to the fire. It is warmer there, and I sort of try and guide them over. But I'm going to use the passionate, or is it orator?
Orator. You want to kind of so you're going to basically kind of convince them to.
I'm going to bend down and sort of say to them, "You do understand, in hushed tones, your lives are in danger here."
As soon as she goes quiet and goes into that sort of hushed tones, I'm walking over to the fire so that I'm behind her, so that my men will see her face.
Okay.
And if there's a candlestick on the table, I will just absent-mindedly pick it up and carry it with me, looking at it, oh, that looks valuable, that looks nice.
I block my body between him and the guy I'm talking to guys.
Okay. Right.
And so I bend down and I whisper and I use passionate orator.
Okay. Is there something you want to say to him?
I say to him basically, your lives are in danger, and I know that you've been offered a certain amount of gold to be here. How much gold you put on your own life? Now I need to speak to you without the ears listening. Please, walk with me.
Okay. Go on then. Let's try a roll here.
1d6.
It's 2d6.
Plus 2, isn't it?
It's plus whatever your passionate orator level is, which is good, is it? Which is 2 plus 2?
Yes.
That's 2d6, Ange, not 1d6.
I did. Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
As I bend down, I may fart at.
Funny, that's where the candlestick's going.
Okay, so you managed to kind of body block Xiaomain as you kind of lean in towards his this mercenary of his. And
can I use fast as lightning to move into a position closer?
You certainly can. I mean, what's your rating?
It's 2. Good.
It's 2, so it's good. What is it you're attempting to do, Xiaomain?
Get right in the space of the two guards. As he's leaning down to get right in their space. And as I move in, it'll be a roll in. If it's really good and I get in there, did you hear that?
Yeah. I don't think that you're even going to make a roll here because...
I want to.
Okay. I mean,
I haven't rolled anything in a session in a bit yet. I'm going to roll something.
Right, so... Okay, yeah, you managed to position yourself there so that... you're exactly where you want to be.
Did you hear that?
And this guy that seems to he's listening intently to whatever Absalom has to say. He kind of looks across at you, Xiaomain, momentarily before bringing his attention back to Absalom.
The window. I heard it.
We just walk. We walk away, ignoring him.
And this guy looks back. His name, by the way, his name is Rakwin. And he's kind of an older guy. But he looks back at you as he kind of follows. It's like he's drawn to Absalom. He just kind of follows him towards the fireplace.
In that case, I'll turn away from them
Yeah.
and head back over towards her guards.
Oh,
Okay.
Because they're in the room as well.
They certainly are. They're on the opposite side of the table, so you kind of head towards her men.
It would be about this
Or
time
his
that
men. His men, sorry.
Finn walks down the stairs.
Yeah,
into the room.
Finn enters at this point.
he continues speaking to this man.
Yeah.
I'm saying there's a lot of ridiculousness going on here, and I'm really not concerned. But it's always obvious that you are being paid to do whatever. And what is it you've been paid to do? Because I'm here to save people and get rid of the demons or whatever is lurking outside. I'm not interested in the rest of the shenanigans. They're obviously hiding something, which is fine. I'm not interested. We need to get rid of the demons outside. Is your life worth whatever they're paying you to do? What is going on? I need to get a clear picture so I can get rid, so we can all leave this place.
He shoots a glance across to Jalmain and then kind of leans forward and says, "We're ransoming a young lady."
What, the princess or the count's daughter?
Yes. Yeah. But don't worry, she's in on it too.
You're holding her for ransom, yet she knows you're holding her for ransom and she's in
As far
on
as
it.
I could tell, it was her idea. Got some problem with the old man, I think.
Right. And right. So if the father of this young girl is a witch.
But nobody said anything about that. I mean, Finn, they never mentioned that at all.
He could summon something very bad in anger for what you're doing. Well done. This plan
He
is
shoots
working.
against the door, the large door into this room, and looks back at you. Kind of slightly nervous look on his face. You think that's what he did? You think he's a witch? A
Yes.
sorcerer?
Yes. And you're messing with him. Well done. So while your employers of this moment or your gang members are paying you, you're messing with the dark side.
And he stands up and he looks directly at Jalmain in an accusatory way. This changes everything, Jalmain.
I'll turn. And what changes everything?
What are you saying? What is fella saying about the girl's father, Lord Rochelle?
This fellow.
Rochelle.
He wants your cut.
Man, you're an imbecile. Whatever this stupid plan you've to do with ransom and kidnapping is irrelevant. It's pathetic and it's irrelevant. And you do realise what darkness you have enforced on all of you.
Oh, I'm not afraid of
money.
any darkness.
I'll
Witch
go
hunter.
outside then.
Oh, fine. Are you going to follow me outside in case I
No.
do something unpleasant?
No.
Maybe I'll go and open the door and let it in, and then we can see how you defeat the demon that you summoned with you. Because we had none of this problems until you arrived, Witch Hunter. I'll turn to her men, and you three. He will lead you into damnation, to death. How many men did you lose coming here? Did the Witch Hunter stop the demon?
No.
Or did the Witch Hunter force you on? She is going to lead you into death. He is going to lead you into death. He's going to lead you into death. And he does not care about you. You are nothing more than a means to the end. Your lives are forfeit.
Luckily, these are my followers that have been with me a lot longer than 20 minutes of your flapping lips. Be silent.
I just throw the little candlestick up in the air and catch it again. Indeed.
Yep.
Indeed. So, Witch Hunter, you try and scare my men and prevent them from earning a good living. I propose that we ask you, Witch Hunter. All of us here are gathered. I see Finn has come down the stairs. I assume that your heron is coming down there. Yes, there. Now, how, as we're all here in this room together, how are you going to stop this demon? How are you going to stop this demon? Please tell us. Investigating it. Well, that's good. But tell me how you are going to stop this demon.
We're going to leave that question hanging as we go back to Erin and Lucy, who are upstairs with Alyssa, and see what they're up to. So, Erin, you have been cleaning up the child, and Lucy, you've supplied her with fresh clothing.
Yeah, so once Lucy's out the room, obviously, because Finn's in the other room as well.
Yeah.
We didn't get a name, did we? Did we get told a name?
You didn't. I mean, Lucy would have known it. Whether she mentioned it, I don't know. But you can ask her what it is.
Yeah, if we don't know it, I will ask what her name is and just try to keep her calm and everything.
Okay. Now, I would like you to make a little roll here to see if you can kind of win her over a little bit.
Okay.
Now, it's going to be a standard 2d6 roll unless you've got any abilities here that you think might be applicable or useful in this, or whether you're going to do anything that might be... I mean, I can see you've got good-humoured and likeable, which is probably a good one.
Yeah, I
so
think
you could certainly...
That's the one I'd probably use, you know, trying to be a happy face, a little bit jolly, but not too jolly, just like, oh, you know, we'll get you sorted.
Yeah.
Hide any somber looks because of the way she is, and just trying to cheer her up somewhat.
Okay, so do you want to make a roll here? 2d plus 2.
2d6 is 2.
Yes, excellent. And she does seem to kind of warm to you as you're kind of going through all of this, and it's as you're kind of cleaning her face using this cold water from the bowl, she kind of just whispers, "He killed them all. He killed all of them."
Who killed who? You're talking about Finn? The
red man. And Finn is... You would take it that she means Finn.
Yeah.
He's the red-haired guy.
Okay. Who did he kill?
Everyone. And my mother. And she bursts into tears again.
Oh.
Yeah, you're kind of alone at the moment, aren't you? Lucy was in the other room with Finn, so...
Yeah. Yeah, we're alone. It'd literally just still be trying to keep calm. It's like, alright, okay. You know, we'll stay. I'll keep you safe. Just stay with me. We'll get you all cleaned up.
Let him kill me too. Don't let him kill me too. He's a monster.
I won't. He will pay for what he's done. He won't. Just stay calm. Stay away from him. Don't say anything. Try not to say anything, because we don't know if he might, you know, go berserk because he's crazy. But I think it might be best if you stayed up here, if that's okay. I mean, I think there's a lock on the door. Maybe lock it, if you would feel safer. Or would you rather stay with me?
I'll stay with you. I'll stay with you. You won't let him kill me, will you?
No. And then, did I say I had daggers?
That's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I have daggers, so I mean, how old's the child?
She's probably about 12.
Okay, so I will show her that I have a dagger and say, I won't let him kill you. And sheathe it. And... yeah.
And yeah, she seems a little bit... She seems a little bit kind of relieved. But you've offered to protect her, but... he's a big guy. He's a big, scary guy. And she kind of trembles a little bit as she kind of remembers and thinks about him.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Are you taking her downstairs, or are you staying where you are?
I think at this point it literally probably will just carry on to the rest. Or just make sure she's got everything she needs to be warm. And I'll maybe give her a teddy or something.
Okay, you can give her something that Lucy's probably got laying around in the room as something to comfort her a little bit.
Yeah.
Take out the pins first.
But yeah, I'll make sure she's got something to hold and to calm her down, and just be like, just keep hold of that, focus on that, but stay behind me at all times, We'll be okay.
Okay. And you make your way downstairs. Now, a few minutes ago, you heard Finn's heavy footsteps as he made his way back down the stairs to the Great Hall. And what's Lucy been doing? Has Lucy followed them down, or is she upstairs on her own? What's the plan with Lucy?
Well, I'll sort of, as Finn has stormed off out of the room, I'll take a quick sort of rummage around my father's taxidermy workshop. Briefly wonder whether or not I could calm her down with calm down the maid with a taxidermy ferret or owl or something. Think better of it. Head back out, and I'll probably see them heading downstairs. So I'll just sort of put the basin of water back in the room and then quickly scurry out after them.
Okay. So you head back into your chamber and replace the bowl of water as Alyssa and Erin head back down the stairs. The wind has gotten up. It's very loud. The shutters are banging quite loudly, and you can't shake the feeling that something's trying to get inside. And as this is kind of going, you place the bowl, you hear something. Seems to be a noise of something kind of calling you towards the shutter.
Is it external voices or internal voices?
You're not sure? Open the door. Open the door, Lucy Rochelle. Open the door. We will destroy those that threaten you.
I will pause before the windows.
Yeah.
Ponder for a few moments. You're not to harm any of the staff if I do. Promise me that.
Put out the fire. Extinguish the torches. And we will aid you. We will come to you.
Extinguish the fire and the torches. Do you know how many torches? Do you know how long it took me to start that fire? Do you have any idea how problematic it is putting it out again? And unnoticed?
We need you to put out the fire.
Only as a last resort. And promise me you will not harm the staff. None of the maids. None of the butlers and the stewards downstairs. Nobody. Just harm the people who...
None of the staff. And there's like a laugh behind the voice as it says that.
Only harm the people with weapons. I'll carefully sort of pat down to make sure. I just currently sort of pat myself down, make sure I'm not carrying a dagger or something by accident.
Okay, no, it's entirely up to you whether you're carrying a weapon.
So I'll have a sort of dagger with the family crest on it, and I'll just sort of put it on the thing side. It's like,
On the dresser, yeah.
only those with weapons. Yeah, only those with weapons. Nobody else. Understand? And then you'll sort of pitter back down the stairs, wondering how the hell I'm going to do this.
Okay. Yeah, so, Erin, by the time you arrive down into the Great Hall, there seems to be conversations taking place. There's certainly things seem to have gotten a little heat between Absalom and perhaps Jalmain, and you kind of have the impression that perhaps Absalom is trying to sway some of Jalmain's men over to his side. You've seen this before. You've seen him do this dozens of times before. And one of them certainly seems to have been taken in a little. Let's say taken in. I mean, you know Absalom is doing the absolute right thing.
Of course.
The girl is kind of, Alyssa, she's kind of behind you, and she's kind of hiding behind you, behind your legs. Finn, you have arrived. You have strode into the room, and as usual, created quite an impression with those within it. You've overheard a conversation between some of Jalmain's men and Absalom. You've heard that one of them, at least, certainly seems to be maybe starting to get a little itchy about what's going on here, and this talk of sorcery and witchcraft is certainly starting to have an effect on him.
Yeah. Hey, see, everybody's cozy here by the fire, keeping warm while eating.
We're waiting for the witch hunter
Yes.
to tell us how she's going to do it. I'm sure
Yes.
you want to know, my friend, don't you?
Well, so far all I have learned is that my axe goes through them and they disappear like a shadow in the night. Brought to attack us, yes, witch hunter? You hunt them and tame them, yes? You bring them to challenge us. We met your challenge and we were found worthy. Try harder next time to kill us.
How does Absalom react to that?
Just shake my head. Arrogance.
Yeah.
So how? Come on, witch hunter. How are you going to stop this demon? You have made many claims of sorcery and witchcraft and demons and devils. How are you going to do it? Tell us. I'm sure your men want to know as well.
Hold your
My
tongue, sir.
men want to know.
Hold your tongue, sir, says one of Absalom's men. This is a great man. He has done great things. What have you done?
How many of your men did you lose on the way up here? How did your great man here save them?
Well, that is a fight. That is a war that we have taken on. Of course, casualties.
Was it a fight? Did you not turn and help your men that were being taken away? Or did you stay with him?
They're
I am
cowards.
swearing to see where the loyalty is.
Jalmain, they're nothing but cowards, hiding behind the mantle of a great man, as if that will protect them. Look at the company that this one keeps.
Yeah, well, look at the company that you keep. What have you got?
We have a warm castle with lots of light on
It is
and a
not your
door.
style, is it?
that we can open if you want to. In fact, let's go and do it. I'm going to turn and head towards the door to the outside. Let us get the demon in here, and then perhaps we can see your great man slay the demon. Enslave the demon. And I'm going to go and open the door. And I'm going to... Hey, demon, it's time to come in. The witch hunter wants to see you. Come in. Let us see what you have.
Okay. So you're opening the door then,
I'm
Jeremy?
opening the door and stepping away, yes.
Stepping away.
Absolutely, yeah. Self-preservation.
Yeah. Perhaps when Xiaomain opens the door, he may be a little bit surprised when something steps in. And it's almost like part of the blizzard has kind of just stepped into the room. There's a sudden gust of wind. Snow blows into the entrance. And this thing, it looks kind of vaguely humanoid, but it's barely discernible through all of this kind of snow. It's like it's blurring, almost as if it's made of shadow or smoke or something. And it steps in, and you hear a deaf hiss as this thing enters into the room. Staying in the shadow, it kind of edges around the side of the room. What are you doing?
Moving towards the fire.
Okay,
Imbecile! What? You absolute imbecile! You're dead on your own hands.
Slay it! The demon's there. Slay it then. Show us your metal.
You are so stupid in your knowledge. You are just an idiot. And I start getting a I start reading from a book.
Finn's already across with his axe. He already had his axe out. He's screaming, charging across into that when he sees the thing come in, and he strikes.
Okay, sure. Right, let's do this then. So, first of all, Xiaomain, you actually have the quick as lightning. You say your ability, right? What are you doing? You say you're fast as lightning. You're moving away.
I'm getting close to the fire and away from this thing. If it's going to the shadows, I'm getting somewhere light and bright and warm.
Okay.
Because the door's open.
So that's the first thing that you do, as this thing kind of moves into the shadow around the doorway. Finn, you are running over there. What's everybody else up to? Yeah, Absalom is reading. You're taking out some kind of book, like a religious tome of some kind or a Bible type thing.
Yeah. Okay. And I start reciting some words and like runish, Yeah.
You went kind of like
I'm
some
saying
kind
it
of ritual.
very loud. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll deal with that in a second. Erin and Lucy, you've come down the stairs. You can see this has just occurred. What are you doing?
Looking on slightly gobsmacked and then moving as quickly as possible towards the fire.
Okay. Erin.
I will start moving into the room. I will keep hold of Alyssa and I'll probably just push her towards following Lucy.
Okay.
To stay with Lucy, because I'm guessing the fire's middle of the room.
It's kind of middle of down one of the long walls. Yeah. It's a big place, big fireplace.
Yeah. So I'll just put not shove her, but guide her.
Yeah.
To follow Lucy, and I will go make my way down to, I don't know, bop it.
Okay, right. Now the thing you kind of all notice is that the second shape appears at the doorway as this occurs. The door is still wide open. It's flapping wildly in this gale that's blowing through snow and ice into the room. Probably reach it first, the first one, as it kind of edges around the edges at the corner of into the corner of the room where the shadow is greatest. What are you doing?
I am using Mercenary Fighter to smash my great axe, two-handed directly into the space that the snowy shadow occupies. It is a timed attack as I stride. My axe is being pulled into position, held back, and as I get within the range of it, it springs back and round and sweeps horizontally in front of me at 4 foot high through the air and aims to cut the torso of this shadow. He does not believe it is a shadow at all. He thinks it's somebody using some form of magic to otherwise be illusory, and intends to show blood will flow from this.
Sure, let's see how you do. You're making the attack here, so you're using mercenary fighter.
Yeah.
You say, so that's your +4. So roll 2d6 +4, and let's see what happens. And you have rolled a 10. And now, this thing is, it's almost incorporeal, much like the one that you saw outside. You can kind of see this kind of shape. It's almost like a smoke drifting through, blowing in the wind, but it is this vaguely humanoid shape. And wing at it, and this thing seems to kind of disperse and then reform in front of you as it kind of howls and hisses at you. It's going to make an attack on you before I think Erin can reach you. And it kind of leaps forward, and you kind of are suddenly aware of these huge, massive maw with these thousands of teeth and massive long claws, each perhaps 12 inches long, as it kind of leaps forward and rushes at you. It's using...
a roar at it.
A few abilities, yeah. It's got cold and death and teeth that shred. And you are going to defend this somehow. Oh, how are you going to defend against this?
While he's doing that, I'm in the background shouting, "Demon of bewitchery, the conjuring of the devilry be gone!" And I'm like shouting this in the background.
Yep.
I am going to use opportunist. No, I'm going to use tough and resilient at this point.
Okay.
I am going to roar, steadfast, steal my mind as I know that is required during battle, to be able to foresee the sweep and strokes of the enemy combatants. I see this as being no different. I will be able to withstand it with my training.
Okay.
Yes.
So this thing does roll a 12, as it leaps at you, trying to tear you from limb. And
that's 1d6,
really,
but it doesn't make any difference.
Well, it does make a difference. You need to roll another d6 because we've got to see how much damage you take.
There we go. That's slightly better.
So 9 we're looking at there. So you 3 ranks here from some of your abilities. You can move any of those abilities that you so choose. You select which ones.
You're talking qualities here. Release from qualities.
Yeah, so they're going to be reduced. You got 3 ranks to lose, and you can lose it from any of those 3. You can multiple qualities can take the damage, depending on whether you want to. Obviously, that you probably want to keep the ones that you're using in this fight as high as possible for as long as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done.
Okay, and by this point, Erin, you have arrived, and you may strike at this creature if you so wish.
Can I shout Erin to stand back?
I'll listen.
Okay.
Shit.
While I'm still running towards it, is that when the other one sleeps through the door?
You kind of see this thing in the doorway. Yeah.
Then, if I see that, I will carry on running, to go and shut the door.
Yep.
But I want to do like some really cool shit.
Okay, what cool shit are you wanting to do? You can do anything you want.
Well, my
Remember?
thing is basically, I mean,
You're going to use your acrobatic type stuff to kind of get across the room and...
Well, I'm thinking quick on my feet. I've got my acrobatics where I would literally want to jump at the door with all my weight to shut it, and then jump from the door on top of the figure and just like literally just try and pummel it with my weight coming down, kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, let's think how we're going to do this. You're going to roll. It's 2d6. You're going to use what abilities have you got that will assist you with these actions that you're attempting to do?
Literally, yeah. I mean, obviously, I don't know which ones. Because, like, I mean, obviously, I'm going to need acrobats. See, I would say the unarmed, but that's literally I'm just falling onto it like fist first.
Okay. I think acrobat and juggler. You can certainly use that. I think you could probably use quick on your feet in this regard. So that will give you +4. I think certainly that will allow you to at least shut the door and maybe get into position. You won't be able to attack this time round, but you will certainly be able to get into position to attack next round.
Okay.
How about? So if you do the roll, and you got a +4 for that, a 15 nailed it, and so yeah, you basically cartwheel across this room, slam into the door with your feet, and the door kind of shuts with a crash as these two things kind of separate and disperse into the shadows. You can see that one of them has taken a huge gouge out of Finn. He's kind of got across his top, the top half of his body. There's this massive gash through his chainmail, where this thing has struck at him, and he's looking. Well, he's been hurt, but he's still going. He doesn't stop. You find yourself kind of standing now in front of one of these other shadowy figures who seem to have taken a bit of a disliking to you and is going to try and strike at you. You can then decide how you're going to defend. He's using his massive sharp teeth. Imagine like venom, those kind of things. They like these huge fangs and these massive claws that are almost a foot long each, as he bears down on you to try and strike you.
I think with this, I would probably use quick on my feet again.
Yep.
Because that was like keeping an eye on this figure while shutting the door was the whole point.
Yeah.
Because I want to attack it, so I would.
No, that makes sense.
I
think as defense, that's pretty cool. Yep.
Yeah. So it's still.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to kind of use your acrobatic techniques as well to try and get away, you could use that certainly in this roll too. Give you a +4.
Yeah,
total.
look, yeah, because I'll still I've still got the momentum from the door, just kind of
as you bounce away. Yeah, I think that's cool. Yeah, sure. So.
Balls.
Okay, now he's gonna have seriously damaged you here by the looks of things. There are 9 ranks of damage that you're going to take here, so you can reduce whatever abilities you have there by. You've got 9 ranks to lose effectively. If any of them zero out of action, effectively.
So, oh my god.
Yeah, there's a shit ton of damage.
5. Oh my god. 8, 7.
While you're working that out, Absalom, you are currently trying to almost these things. What is it that you're doing? You're reading from this book. It's almost like an exorcism or something, right? That you're trying to. Okay, so how about you? We're going to treat this like an attack on one of these things, I think. What abilities do you have that you can be using to try and
I could use Witchfinder. Well versed in the black arts and passionate orator.
Okay. How about instead of Witchfinder, which may not fit in this regard, Unshakable Faith, maybe.
Yeah. Unshakable
Which
Faith.
will give you a +6. So you can make a roll against that. Now, the creature that you are trying to... Which one are you aiming this at? One that is attacking Erin or the one that's attacking Finn?
I don't care about Finn.
Okay. That's fair enough. Right, so that creature, as soon as this loads up, I'll be able to help you out here, but...
Do I have to roll?
I'm going to roll 2d6. 6, I think it is, isn't it? Including all those abilities. A 10. This is
wasn't it?
going to... This is basically using... it's... I'm not sure how it will defend against this. I think the best thing it has is intangible, maybe. It's not a physical attack, so that probably doesn't really count. So I think this is going to be a straight roll. And it's taken 3 ranks of damage, so certainly one.
As I'm saying it though, to get the 3 ranks of damage, I actually do use my dagger just to cut my arm so the blood spills.
Oh, okay.
Blood magic.
Well, I think the next time that you go through this, I think you'll get an upshift in that regard, essentially. Then, so we'll deal with that in a moment. Finn, anybody else? Jermaine, what are you doing?
Where is young Lucy?
Yeah, that's a good point. Where is Lucy? Lucy's coming towards the fire, I think, with Alyssa.
Because I'm kind of looking towards Lucy and then looking towards the door.
Yeah.
And just kind of motion her over.
Yeah. You've watched Erin suddenly leap across the room in incredible style, and the door slams shut, locking out any more of these things from coming in. But as she does that, she's struck by one of these creatures that leaps on her and seems to have taken quite a nasty wound, she does. And Finn appears to have taken a hit as well. You hear him he grunts. He doesn't cry out because, it's Finn. Lucy, are you doing anything in particular?
What I will do is I will get the wee one and cover her head and don't look at all this, and I will turn to the remaining swordsmen, still swords, and I will shout out to the I will, in as commanding a noble voice as possible. It's like, quick, hit them, and try to get them to charge the enemy.
Okay, I think that I think most certainly you should make a roll here, and I think that noble lady, as you're playing on this, is certainly a viable option here.
Does sweet and innocent appearance help?
In this situation, I don't know if it would.
Worth a pump.
Yeah. Certainly the noble lady. You're being commanding. I kind of figure you're being commanding rather than sweet and innocent. Unless you want to tell me otherwise.
No, I'll do more of a commanding voice, I think.
Okay, yeah, let's do this then. Yeah.
So, let's see if this is correct.
Oh, nice. Right, the 5 men, they kind of leap forward with their weapons drawn and prepare to engage these 2 creatures. They've been standing back like a little bit in shock. But with your commanding voice, they're suddenly like, right, and leap forward to to engage. Right, we'll go back to Finn.
One other thing before we continue.
Yep, sure.
So while everybody's distracted, is the soup still in the pot cooking over the fire?
Oh, you tell me.
Yeah. Okay, just because it makes things slightly easier.
All right, then. Yes, it is.
So I'm going to wait until everybody is thoroughly engaged in this fight, and then I'm going to accidentally nudge it into the fire.
Okay, yeah, nice one.
Oh,
Nice.
shit.
Okay, brilliant. So that's what happened.
Well, I mean, that's safe.
Yeah, the soup kind of spills into the fire, and although we're in the middle of a fight, I think we're going to take a little break right there,
Oh my god.
if that's all right with everyone. We are in the middle of a kind of a battle here.
Yes.
Two of these things seem to have gotten in. Erin has valiantly shut the door, but taken a serious blow. Xiaomain has stepped back towards the fire. Lucy has spilt some soup into the fire. Finn has attacked by accident. It was an accident. Finn is currently engaged with one of these shadow creatures. Absalom appears to be almost in a trance as he's kind of reading from this book, trying to exorcise some of these demons. And I think we'll come back round to Finn. Finn, what are you doing?
I am backing up whilst striking this thing. I am absolutely furious. I have been hurt, and I seem to have done no damage whatsoever to this thing.
Gotta rectify that.
Got to rectify that. I am going to. Continue to attack it, but as I am doing that, I am backing up toward where Erin is fighting with the other one.
Okay. Why does that sound ominous? I don't know why it sounds ominous, but it sounds ominous. Sure. Okay. So you're attacking this creature. What abilities are you going to be using for this then? What qualities?
I am continuing with my attack using mercenary fighter. I am an expert at fighting, and things die when my axe meets them, usually.
Yeah. Let's do with this. This thing, it's still almost mist-like in the shadow here as it kind of merges and melds. And it's hissing and whispering at you and telling you terrible things.
Yes, now I'm taunting it towards, bringing it backwards, pulling it into the room.
Oh, okay.
With a 13.
And that you managed to strike it, and you know that you've hurt this thing. It kind of dissipates like in a cloud before reforming itself, and is almost kind of making it angry. You're almost as this thing kind of comes leaping in with its teeth and its claws once again, and it strikes at you once again, using its teeth that shred, and it's made of cold and death. And you're feeling its chill touch as it strikes towards you.
The cold is interesting. I'm going to continue with my onslaught as a mercenary fighter and continue to defend myself as best I can, trying to push the air around it so that it is deflected and knocked to one side as I step further towards Erin in defense.
Okay. Do you want to make a roll and see whether you can beat 10?
I can.
You do, and as you step away towards the fire, this thing kind of shrinks back slightly as you move towards the light where Erin is.
I notice
Erin.
this.
Yes.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling, Erin?
Quite bad. Not so nimble. But still on my feet. Still, not
What are you
as
attempting to do here? Retreat is an option.
Yeah. I mean, that was a lot. It was
a heavy hit. Yeah.
It was a heavy hit. Like I say, I can feel myself. I'm not as nimble. My focus is gone and everything, so I probably will try and pull back.
Okay.
Just to try and get a little bit more space between.
Yep. I mean, so you can certainly do that instead of attacking this thing if you want to do that.
Yeah. I'll to move back a bit.
All right. Are you heading back into the center of the room or towards the fire, or is there anywhere in particular you're heading?
I think at this point, it'd literally just be moving back, just trying to get a bit of space. So I'd imagine probably towards the middle of the room, then, that sort of thing.
I mean, this thing is going to try and attack you as you're doing this, but you can make use of any of your mobility kind of qualities here to avoid this thing.
So I'm quick on my feet, just literally trying to move fast and get out of the way.
Yep. Okay, make a roll and use any qualities.
I think we should have done a poll of who's going to die first.
Oh, right. So you've lost it. It strikes at you and it catches you. You feel this kind of chill as it kind of rakes down your chest and perhaps part of your face as well. This thing's chill touch as it kind of breathes kind of this cold into your face. You've taken 3 ranks of damage there.
Okay.
Absalom, are you continuing to try and use your words on this thing?
I am, yes.
Okay. So do it.
So I'm sort of chanting some words. I look around me. Where am I stood and who stood near me?
You're kind of near the. I figured you were kind of at the end of the oak table that's in the center of the room. Mm-hmm. So the table's kind of between you and the doorway, which has now been slammed shut. These two things. You can see Erin looking in really bad shape as she's kind of pulling away, trying to defend herself against the onslaught of this thing. And Finn is apparently going at the other one, which you can't quite make out in the shadows. It's very dark in that corner of the room where he's fighting. He appears to be kind of maybe moving into the light as well.
So who is next to me? Because I was near that guy.
Your three followers are probably near you.
Yep. I look around the room and I shout to Lucy and that for them to come towards me for safety. And then
away from the fire.
And then I carry on chanting.
Okay. Yeah, you want to make a roll again to see how much damage you can do on this thing.
Where is Flappy Lips?
Yeah, where is Flappy Lips?
I'm by the fire, remember?
He's by the fire.
So I need to roll 2d6 plus 6, isn't it?
It was I think last time, wasn't it? Oh, there's another point of damage. The rank is on this thing. Okay. We didn't do an attack on Finn, did we? As this thing retaliates.
Oh, shame.
Yeah, we
As
did.
this thing retaliates. We thought
I
you
defended
didn't do
it.
a defense. I thought as you were backing away, I thought that you attacked it and it did damage, but I didn't think we'd defended.
I
Am I
defended
wrong?
it with my
did, yeah.
brawler,
you're
and I
right, we
used
did.
my axe
We
to kind of
did.
sweep it like at the air rather than
You
just.
did. You're
yeah.
absolutely correct. Ignore that then. Xiaoming, there is a sudden hiss from the fire behind you, and you notice some of the light starts to dissipate in the room.
Right. Okay, is Erin near the door still, or has she moved in?
Erin has kind of moved towards, back into the room.
And
but,
the two
a bad way.
and the two shadows, where are they?
They are kind of hanging around near the door. Finn got one of them kind of in the corner. He's kind of been beating the shit out of it. He's now kind of stepping back towards the light himself, which, I don't know, maybe that's a thing. Maybe you've never seen him retreat before?
Well, yeah, okay, yeah. I also saw that they went to the shadows and avoided the light, didn't they?
They did.
And
They did.
strangely, she's started to put the fire out. Is there a torch in the room as well?
There are torches on the walls.
Okay, I am going to reach up and grab one of the torches.
Yes. Okay.
And I am then going to charge with the torch at one of the shadows.
Okay, which one are you going for? The one that is attacking Finn or the one that's attacking Erin?
The one that's who looks more injured, and which is closer?
Erin looks in a bad way.
Okay.
Nearest, yeah.
Hang on, let's have a look. Kind heart. Yeah. Okay, he's going to run towards. Finn can handle himself. He's a murderer. I'm going to run towards Erin. I'm going to wave and strike the creature with torch, using my anything can be used as a weapon. I am also going to spend a fortune point.
Okay.
To do hell for leather. So I'm going to reduce my anything can be used as a weapon down a rank to get an extra d6.
Okay, nice one. Let's do it.
So that is then 3d6 plus the reduced amount, isn't it?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Nice.
How about that? 19.
Yeah, it doesn't do so well. Let's see how badly it fares. You leap forward. This thing, it seems to kind of shrink away from the torchlight as you swing at it. And as it kind of catches, you almost feel, you hear this piercing shriek and this scream as it kind of pulls away, trying to get claw back into this shadow. Bear down on this thing, waving this torch in front of it. What we got? 13. 1, 2. As you kind of leap forward and you're swinging this torch around, this thing shrieks, and as the torch kind of catches it, it almost seems to kind of combust and kind of dissipate in this cloud of this sort of acrid, foul-smelling smoke that seems to kind of linger and go straight up your nostrils as you do this.
And I should say, use fire against it. There you go, witch hunter. I'm saving your life. And I'll kind of just reach out and grab hold of Erin and start keeping her near the light.
Sure. That is pretty much when the light kind of goes out from the fire, and the room is kind of just now this kind of slight flickering torches that are lining the walls. There's just a few of them, and shadows are being cast everywhere from everyone. Lucy, what are you up to?
So, how effective was my command to get the men to charge in and...
Yeah, you're right. I should really think about that.
Mm. They've had the round to charge. So, in the meantime, I will do as I am bid, and I will move close to the witch hunter, or closer to the witch hunter.
Yeah.
Now that the fire has accidentally had the soup spillage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will keep us hunkered down and try to get us underneath the table, as children are wont to do. Yeah.
Yep. Nice one.
Yeah, keep it.
Alyssa, she just obeys your commands because she is absolutely terrified at the moment in time, and you both kind of crouch down on the end of the table. And we go back to Finn. Finn, you have seen Erin kind of stagger under the attack creature near, and then Jalmain leaped forward and swinging this torch around has managed to kind of somehow turn this thing away. It's basically dissipated into a cloud of acrid smelling smoke.
Can I ask, I shout at Jeremy and I point to the big cloth carpety thing that's hanging, some big flag or tapestry or whatever it is, and I just shout, "Burn that!" And then
That's going to be my next action, actually, to look for something to burn. Let's burn the place down. Burn.
And I take another step back, emboldened by Jalmain's superior attack there. I will again swipe at it. I would like to see where the nearest torch is to me. I would like there to be a torch somewhere that, you know.
Yeah, I think Finn is wily enough to perhaps have backed away towards one of these things as he was moving.
Yeah, because he clocked that the light was a problem. So yeah, he's gone back to shadow. If I am within grasping range of one of those, I am gonna use my axe to smash it off the wall into whatever is again further up the wall and try and burn something behind this particular shadow, so it's between me and the burning thing on the other side of the wall. So I'm just going to sit back and use my axe and just golf club it. Yeah, into if there's some sort of covered seat or just, you know, something that looks flammable in the corner, but on the other side.
Yeah. Various tapestries hanging around this wall. If you want to hit it and smash it into one of those, let's do it. Let's go for it. Make a roll of some kind. What are you using? What ability would you use here for this?
I am going to use the fearless, because I'm not making an attack. I am doing something else, and I am not scared of the repercussions of this, even if the whole place burns down.
I kind of think the opportunist might be useful here as well.
Oh, I forgot about that. Except it hasn't got any pluses, so that's why I forgot about it.
Well, if it's it makes no difference if you've already reduced it. Yeah. Make a roll and see how you can do. You're gonna have to get over a 7 here, I think.
Can I? So is it opportunist or is it fearless?
I mean, I would have said you could have used both if that's your wish.
I will.
But if it's 0 anyway, it makes no difference.
Okay. I rolled a 9 on Fearless.
Oh, you smash the torch from the burning brand from the wall, and it tumbles into the air, catches a hold of one of the tapestries that's hanging there, which immediately starts to burn. It smolder and start burning behind this creature as it's kind of leaping forward to kind of rush you. At that point, you're aware that the room has suddenly gotten a lot darker, which is a little bit worrying, as it appears the main fire, the fire in the fireplace, has suddenly started to go out, and smoke is starting to pour out into the room. This thing kind of leaps forward to attack you with its sharp teeth and horrible icy claws. Once again, how are you defending against this?
I'm ready for it. With my mercenary fighter skills, I knew that there was going to be an attack following. I was giving up my chance to attack. I will use the skills to try and...
tell you what, give you an extra +2. We're going to upshift this as well, because there's now this burning thing behind it.
Okay. Right. Okay, and I might end up spending a fortune point at the end of this if this doesn't go well.
But don't worry too much, because remember, you've got the guys that are coming in. Okay, you've taken 6 ranks of damage from this thing. That's it.
Can I use a point of fortune to re-roll so I don't take quite as much damage? If I re-roll...
Yeah, why not?
And I'm going to use luck for my fortune spend.
Okay.
If dice come up badly, re-roll using 1d6 plus 6 or 2d6 plus 6 and keep the preferred result. So I'll re-roll what I rolled just there, and I can hopefully get better.
So using 1d6 plus 6. Right, you've still taken damage, I think.
Yeah, well, it's 1 point less.
Yeah.
5 points of damage as opposed to...
Yeah, 5 ranks as this thing bears down on you and leaps on you, smothering you and lashing at you with its claws and its icy cold breath.
2, 4, 5. Right, done.
And so, at this point, the men have charged in under Lucy's command, and they're going to start to attack this thing. Now, they're going to get, because there's 5 of them, they're going to get an upshift on this, and it's a +2. This thing is defending with basically being incorporeal, and it defends against them. Fighting them off, this thing kind of swirling amongst the kind of the smoke and the shadow that's in this room. And you see these 5 men leap forward and they're attacking away at this thing. But they don't seem to be very effective. Absalom. Or Erin, sorry. What are you doing?
I think... Well, I'm still with the Jizz... Oh, what? Jalmain, Anna.
Yeah, you feel his hands on your shoulder, dragging you backwards.
Yeah, so we're just in the fire. Do that. I think... Yeah, I'm still gonna be brave. So I'll like shake off his hands, and like how close have they got? Or is it still?
There's only one of them left. There's one of these things left. It's kind of in the far corner. You can see that a tapestry caught fire and is starting to burn, starting to smolder behind it, just casting a bit of light, silhouetting this thing, and you can kind of make out this kind of hideous shape with these huge teeth and claws. You can't see its legs. Its legs kind of disappear like a genie almost. It's some distance, but you could reach it if you wanted to.
No, that's probably not the best idea. Right, yeah, so it's pretty clear that, like, light and fire is working, so...
Seems to be.
I think at this point what I would do, after shaking off Jalmain's hands, is I will go and find my own torch and look for Elissa.
Yeah, and so you grab a
fire's
one
gone
of these
out and
burning.
everything, hasn't it? So...
Yeah, the fire's gone out. The room is starting to kind of. It's not kind of like completely gone out. It's kind of there's a huge smoke cloud kind of has billowed into the room. The embers are kind of, but very faintly, so the light is dimmed in here. But you can see Alyssa and Lucy kind of cowering under the table at the far end of that long oaken table. There's a burning torch nearby. You can grab off the wall without too much difficulty.
Yeah, so I'll grab that, make my way towards them. While I'm doing that, because they're in the same direction as Absalom, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think literally as I'm doing that, going towards them to make sure they're okay, I'll look at Absalom and just say, look, like, you need to do something. Like, work your mojo or something.
Yeah.
Please. I'll hold the torch and say this seems to be working. Don't know what else you can do with it. You know. Then I'll just like stand in front of Absalom and the girls under the table with the torch.
Sure. Absalom.
So who's standing around me?
Erin has come towards you. She's looking battered, bruised, in a bad way. Noticed that Alyssa and Lucy have both kind of Lucy basically dragged Alyssa under the edge of the table, just beneath you, where you're standing. You're not sure whether it's for you to offer them protection or whether it's something else. The fire seems to be dying, and the room is getting darker. And various torches are being grabbed off walls, which is probably not helping. You see Jalmain has rushed forward. He's managed to dispel one of these things by stabbing at it with a torch, and it seems killed the thing. One of them is still merged with the shadows in the background, but you can kind of see it silhouetted now against this burning tapestry, and Finn is like a whirling dervish in front of it with his axe, attempting to finish it off. The five men, 3 of yours and 2 of Jalmain's, have leapt forward. You can see them silhouetted in against the burning tapestry as well, trying to attack this thing, which seems to have eluded them all so far. Your go.
I tell Erin to stay there with the torch. And then I dash across the room to the nearest person.
Okay.
And I am shouting out this incantation of, like, from this book.
Like a prayer.
Like a prayer, yes.
Yeah.
And then the first person I get to, I will slash their throat.
Okay.
I knew it'd be you.
Sorcery! Sorcery!
First person that you get to.
Should I roll a dice?
I think we need to roll a dice. We've got. There's. I think Finn's probably too far away.
Yeah.
But there's potentially Jalmain. There's potentially the mercenaries. So let's roll a 6-sided dice. If you roll a 1, it's Jalmain. If it's the rest of it, it's basically one of the mercenaries. How about that? Is that fair?
Okay.
Now what you wishing for?
1. Oh, damn it.
It's one of the mercenaries.
Oh, well.
Yeah. And you're going to try and... Okay, so what ability are you using? Quality.
Skilled swordman.
Yep.
Shit, that's about it. Small group of fighting, that's no good, is it? Yeah.
It's difficult to use it here. I
Unshakable
suppose.
faith.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you have that. You're trying to do some
And
kind of...
relentless tracker because I've tracked him across the room.
No, I don't think that works. Nice try, but I don't think that works.
Oh, yeah, just I'm gonna have to use skilled swordsman, which is +2, and unshakable,
Yep.
and unshakable faith, so it's +4
Okay.
then.
Yep. This guy is going to downshift because he's currently busy.
Hey, didn't I have an upshift at one point, which I never used, whatever that upshift, downshift thing means?
That was if you were attacking one of the creatures, wasn't it? But you just make your roll.
Okay.
You have rolled 11, and I have rolled. Okay. You basically step up behind one of these guys as he's currently squaring up against this shadow thing, and you slit his throat. His blood spills out across the floor, in front of this thing.
Do we all notice this, by the way?
I think probably yes.
As I spill his blood, I put my hand in his blood and throw it towards the demon and shout, "This sacrifice banished you."
Okay, nice one. Sure.
And a fortune point, whatever the fortune points do.
Well,
I want it to be good.
no, I really like that idea a lot, and I think we will do it. But I think we're going to have to wait till the next turn. As we go over to who's under the table, and you see absolutely step away, stride purposefully towards. Now this is a good question. Roll a d6. 1 to 3 is your men. Actually, make a d10 because there's 5 of them. And Jalmain only has 2 left. So a 1 to 6, it's one of your men. It's one of Jalmain's that's just died. Okay. You've forward and eviscerated one of Jalmain's men, who's now dead in a pool of blood on the floor. And that is what you've seen, Lucy.
Well,
Anything from you? Have any plans, or do you want to do anything, or?
is there any blood landed close nearby?
I mean, it's spilled. It's not too far away. Absalom's got there, obviously. You might have to make a move to get there.
You know what? No, I'm going to ham up the. Do you recognise what she's doing?
That's a good question.
I mean, obviously the slitting of the throat's kind of obvious, but do I recognise the intent?
I would think you have some kind of inkling, but you're not sure where from.
In that case, then I will ham the acting up. I will basically point, scream, and she killed him. She's a murderer.
Brilliant.
And I will
Okay.
use sweet and innocent appearance.
Go for it and make a roll then. Let's have you make a roll and see what happens here. I don't think this is going to be particularly difficult. But there's a lot going on, so maybe you need to roll even.
Hang on. You're under a table,
But you've managed it.
bitch.
Excellent. Okay, so
Wait, what I'm going to do?
yeah, we're back to. Sorry, Lucy.
I was just going to say it was either that or hypocrite.
Yeah. We're back to Finn, I think.
I haven't had to go this round.
Oh, sorry, Jalmain. Jalmain's. Yeah.
Finn went for, basically, I see her do this. Yes.
See him.
Sorry, him do this. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is Okay. There we had warm brandy in this room to give to the guards, didn't we?
Maybe. Who knows?
We gave them alcohol.
Mead.
To
They
warm
were
them
drinking
up.
mead.
It's mead. I don't know if mead's flammable. Maybe it is.
Mead's flammable. Mead's flammable. Okay, I'm going to grab the mead. If it's a jug, I'm going to fling the jug of mead over the witch hunter, striking a blood magic witch, and then I'm going to stab my my flaming as the mead impacts upon the head of the witch hunter, and the torch is going to go to ignite. That's because we need warmth and light in here, and we need fire in here.
You need to people. Yeah.
Yeah. Burn.
I'm going to dodge that though. You hope you realise.
Okay, you're going to make an attack here. I think you're probably using your anything can be used as a weapon to throw this.
I am doing my anything can be used as a weapon. Yes.
And how is Slim going to evade this then? What you got any abilities, or is it just going to be a straight 2d6 roll?
Skilled swordsman. Because I haven't got anything really.
It's got nothing. It's just a 2d6 roll. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to push the. I'm still holding this guy after I slashed his throat and push him in the way. But.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to try and use this guy as some kind of shield. Right. So both of you, let's have a roll.
Okay.
You need to roll.
Did I over?
Jermaine, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Boosh.
Yeah. And we're taking this mead, kind of. You feel this liquid kind of fall all over you, Absalom. You're not quite sure what it means. Maybe it's blood from this guy's throat. You're not sure, but then suddenly you're ablaze. This torch comes flying in and sets fire to you. You take 6 ranks of damage from this.
Move those X's down, don't I?
Do, yeah. But don't let any of them go to 0 if you can avoid it, because that will put you out of action. If any of them reaches like 0, not average, but 0, you'll be out of action. Electra is screaming at this point, terrified as to what's going on.
2, 3. What do I do? Oh, I think I might.
What? What's the matter?
Nothing. I'm just rubbish.
Okay, right. Okay, so we'll go back to Finn, who is currently engaged with one of these
Having
creatures.
got to where I want to be and the place is on fire, I am now pushing forward and trying to push along with the people who are fighting alongside me. I'm trying to force it back into the fire.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I think you'll certainly get an upshift here, so you get an extra +2. There's another 5 guys fighting. You might actually get an extra dice here, so you might be rolling 3d6 plus whatever.
Plus
an upshift. As this thing. No, forget the upshift. The upshift is the plus the dice in place because there's so many, and you've got the fire going on behind as well.
Yeah.
So that'll give you 3d6 plus whatever skill. Is it mercenary fighter?
I'm mercenary fighter. It's the only one. Yeah. It's a machine. 50. I still can't roll for shit.
No, but it's okay because this is going to be a mod for this guy because there's fire everywhere. That's 10 rounds of damage this thing is going to take, which effectively I think 1, 2, 3. But it's still going. It's not looking so good, I guess. You can see its shape is kind of starting to dissipate almost, as if it's kind of trying disappear away into the shadows. It will retaliate and try to attack you with its made of cold and death once again as it leaps forward with its claws, trying to and breathing cold death into your face. But it's nowhere near as good as it was, and I think it's also got a downshift because it's being attacked by many people at the same time. So it has rolled a 3. What have you rolled to defend?
10.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's not able to harm you at all as it leaps forward, trying to tear at you with its claws. It backs away from the fire and from these other figures that are kind of leaping towards it, and suddenly you're aware of an intense flame behind you, which drives this thing even further back. Erin.
Yeah.
You have just watched as Germaine has thrown a jug of mead over Absalom and set fire to him.
But she also thought Absalom killed the guard.
But she's been with me for a while.
Oh, so you've done this before, right? Okay, yeah.
Forward and slay this. Whether or not you have seen this before, I don't know. That's entirely up to you. It's a little extreme, maybe.
But it
But
wasn't.
it's Germaine's men that Absalom has just killed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so it's not one of our men. If it was one of our
it's not one of yours.
probably would have been fine. Yeah, so I think... I mean, yeah, I'm going to do what I might do. Like, I'm a bodyguard, so I will go and leap forward and try and protect Absalom.
Okay. Are you trying to extinguish the flames on it? Is that the plan?
Yeah, I think I'll probably try and go forward and use my polar bear cloak.
Yeah.
Try and put it out.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a cool thing to do. And what abilities can we use here, do you think? What have you got? Sleight of hand. Quick on your feet.
Nothing anymore.
You don't. Quick on your feet. Basically, you can use on your feet. You've got just 2d6 to try and assist your companion here. So let's see what we got. It's enough.
Okay.
You smother him with this polar bear blanket, this polar bear cloak, and start patting him down to put the fire out. I don't think Absalom is going to try and stop you. Is Germaine going to try and stop Erin from doing this?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Oh no.
I'm going to whack her with the torch.
Oh, okay.
Ow.
Gotta stop you.
I'm already beaten, man. I'm hobbling.
I know. I'm sorry. You're protecting the blood magic user. Yes, I'm going to attempt to stop her extinguishing the flames by whacking to knock her out the way using the torch.
Okay. So you're going to make a roll. How are you doing this? You're just basically swinging at it using
I'm going to swing at her with the
weapon.
torch. Anything used as a weapon.
Okay. How are you defending this, Erin?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say not very well. I don't really have anything. Like, I can be quick on my feet, but there's no advantage to it.
Well, it might stop him from hitting you.
No, it's at 0. There's literally no.
Okay, so basically you're gonna roll 2d6 and see if you. Okay, let both of you roll. Make your rolls.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Erin,
Oh my god!
7 ranks of damage as he batters you with this torch. I'll let you calculate that in a moment. I've got a sneaking suspicion that you might be zeroed out by this point. And we'll jump to Lucy. There seems to have been... You saw Absalom. He appeared to be reciting some kind of prayer or spell. You're not sure. He stepped forward. He has killed a man in cold blood and thrown blood at the demon that is kind of in the shadows. Jalmain has set fire to him, and when Erin has tried to protect, or tried to put the fire out, he has then battered Erin with a torch and sent her kind of flying across the room. What do you do?
I'm going to quickly take stock of the situation, just so we're all on the same page.
Okay.
So, the main fire is out. Everyone's picked up the torches from the walls. Someone set fire to a tapestry that was attached to the wall.
Yep.
I take it this tapestry. Yeah, I take it this tapestry is big enough to burn for a while, and consequently set fire to, say, something wooden that might be overhead, like the ceiling.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Let's say that could happen.
Yeah. So at this stage, it's a case of evacuate this room to either go downstairs and get buried by a burning ceiling when it finally collapses, or go outside.
Or go upstairs.
Yeah, I mean, go upstairs to the second floor that's soon to be on fire.
Maybe.
Yeah, so it's basically up, down, or out.
Yes.
Now, I've given these things very clear instructions, which I'm hoping they'll obey. So, how big of a bitch do I want to be here?
Be a bitch. That's what we want.
You know what? Just if I open the door wide, is there enough room for me and the wee one to sort of cower down behind it?
Behind the door? God, big door.
Just wondering whether or not opening the door will let more of these things in, and while they go rushing in, we can rush out. I mean, there's a barn outside, right? There's
stable outside, and there's some various outhouses, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the stable's got hay in it. We can sort of wait out the winter in the hay, keeping warm.
I mean, there is a bonfire in the courtyard as well.
Oh, yeah, there's that as well. Didn't seem to do much against the things, but, we'll... You know what? Outside seems like better. I mean, inside is currently on fire. Outside is currently not on fire. I'm going to go with the place that's not on fire.
Okay. All right. You're rushing for the door.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. And you can make that. You probably next turn you'll be opening that door. That.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming that nobody gets in your way.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's Lucy. We are over to Jalmain.
Will the guards get a shot first?
Oh, of course they will. Yeah. Yeah. Let's make a roll for them. I'm gonna just do a single roll for them, but it's gonna be high. And this thing. What's got left? Thing. Okay. And the guards kind of spurred on by Finn's actions and those of Jalmain, and they forward with their swords and strike at this thing in the shadows, and you hear this piercing cry and scream as it dissipates in a cloud of acrid smoke, and things go quiet for a at least until you notice young Luke Rochelle heading for the door to open it.
Is Absalom still burning?
Absalom is actually that's a good point. Absalom, what are you wanting to do? You're on fire. Erin has tried to help you, but she's been battered away by Jalmain. Did you want to do something here?
Muted.
I see Lucy dashing for the door.
Yeah.
And I try and do a run and tumble to put myself out and shout no.
Okay.
But as I do that, also I'm gonna try and grab some of the blood. So if she does open the door, I can throw the blood towards the door.
Okay. 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 What role are you gonna make here then to do stuff? I mean, you're kind of.
I'm still shouting the words and.
Yeah.
So well versed in black art, unshakable faith. I'm not got a sword, so it's not skilled sword.
I'll give you unshakable faith. The well versed in the black arts. I'm not so sure if that's applicable
I
here.
think you're just being a bit mean.
And you know what? I'm going to give you it then.
It's not.
I can smell bacon.
Yeah.
So I've moved them down. So.
Okay, I think this is going to be. You're trying to do a couple of different things at once here.
I am. I want to do it all.
So I think it's going to be. You're going to need to roll a 9 on 2d6 to do this.
Hey, wait. Am I doing unshakable faith? No.
Yeah, add that in.
That's a +2.
Yeah, it is.
9, you say?
Yeah. And roll.
For flipping egg.
Okay, so you've managed to do part of it. What is it you've done?
Still on fire.
You're on fire, but you've managed to what?
Grab the blood and ready to throw if she opens the door.
Okay, but your hair is still alight, or your clothes are still ablaze, or whatever. Okay, right. So, Erin, at this moment in time, how are you?
Dead.
Yeah, I'm very, very dead.
Right, so you're at 0. You've zeroed out on something, yeah?
4 zeros.
Right. So you're unconscious, effectively, on the floor at the moment. You're with various lacerations and bruises. Jalmain, you're kind of standing over her. What do you want to do?
I want to pick her up and shouting to Finn, let's go! And I'm picking her up and carrying her and dragging her rather towards the door because this place is starting.
The main door.
The main door.
Okay. Okay. Right. So you're doing it, and as you kind of look towards the main door, you kind of see Lucy. Is already there, and she appears to be trying to open it.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to open it anyway.
And Finn. So what's everybody doing? Come on, guys.
Heading towards the door to get out. The place is burning down.
I'm wondering what everybody else is.
The door.
The door is being opened. Finn, what's Finn doing? I'm interested to know what Finn's doing.
Finn turned round, assessed the situation, saw the girl running towards the door. He, with his axe, he continues to stride forward towards the fire, and he puts his axe and he rips the tapestry off the wall and he flies it towards the door. And it just flies, still on fire, and it lands in front of the door, burning at the door.
Oh, okay. Is this to kind of prevent anybody from opening the door? Is that the plan?
Yeah, it's a really big, thick door. It's not going to just suddenly go up on fire, but it's basically...
You're throwing it at Lucy.
Pretty much. If it hits her, then that would be unfortunate, but I'm not. I'm aiming it just to kind of...
And maybe as the tapestry flies across there, maybe a more burning embers will drop on Absalom's mead-covered body.
If that bloody thing comes anywhere near me, I'm going to try and dodge out of the way.
Sure.
Dear.
Okay, so you throw this tapestry towards the door. Lucy, you see this thing coming. It's burning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not. I mean, I suppose it is a blaze. What? So you're trying to dodge out of the way. I don't think it will be particularly difficult for you to dodge a burning tapestry that's being thrown at you from getting,
I mean,
from getting away with that.
Yeah.
It's not move like particularly quickly. I don't think that'd be an issue. It's just what is Absalom and Jalmain doing while this is all happening? You managed to step out of the way, no problem, Lucy. That's all right, and it kind of lands in this kind of heap in front of the door.
You're burning the house down. We need to get out.
Do we know there's another way out or not?
I mean, you've been here a while.
Yep.
You probably would know that if you went down towards the kitchens, there is an exit out into a courtyard, which is kind of slightly below ground level. It is open, and it's where sometimes some of the servants maybe would have gone outside for fresh air or whatever while they were working in the kitchens and stuff like that, or where maybe things have been kept, grain or whatever might be grain, but being kept outside there. So there's definitely that.
Finn, Lucy, let's get out of here now before the place burns down.
And I look down at the witch hunter crawling along the ground, throwing blood. And as I stride past with my axe, I spin it round and just try and take off her head. Take off his head. Take off his head. Take off his head. Take off his head.
Okay.
Off with his head.
Okay. So yeah, you can do that. What ability are you using for this, and how are you defending against this Absalom?
I'm absolutely using mercenary fighter.
Yeah.
For this, yeah.
Absalom.
This is freaking awesome. I love it.
Absalom, what are you doing?
You did.
I'm rolling out the way.
Okay.
While burning.
Yeah, you can.
And I'm gonna I'm rolling out the way and throw blood in his eyes.
Okay. I mean, your abilities that you have.
Oh, rubbish.
Okay, so you get to roll just 2d6, do you? I mean, are you negative on everything at the moment, or?
Got Witchfinder +2.
Okay,
Kill
so
Swordsman +2.
Right.
Unshakable Faith +2.
Not sorry, Swordsman.
Well versed in black arts +2.
Okay, so you are going to use it's basically a standard 2d6. You're going to roll then to try and avoid this.
Oh, I did 3 by accident. Hold on. Oh.
And as Finn brings his axe down towards you, you kind of roll out of the way, but you're going to take 2 ranks of damage as this axe kind of catches you somewhere.
Yeah, and I shout as I'm doing it. I was like, "You did this to us!" And
ooh.
Yeah, okay, took them down.
Okay, but you carry on moving, or do you stand to try and finish him off? Finn, what's the deal? Are you just moving onward? You swing your axe down at Absalom.
My idea is about finishing him off.
You, I have to ask. See, he's in a dilemma now. You could just keep moving to try and leave.
It's you, Finn. He's asking me what you're doing.
oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, I am
You
moving.
don't want to finish me off, do you? You want to leave. You're not going to finish me off, are you? You're going to leave.
No, I assume that this person is absolutely responsible for everything that's happened, and I will take another strike. It's no big deal for me to take 2 hits compared to 1. I will be behind Jalmain in no time at all when I catch up after I've done what I wish to do.
So we'll come back to that in a moment. Jalmain, you're carrying Erin, yeah?
Yes, I'm dragging Erin.
Yeah.
Because although I had to stop her from putting out the foul demon witch hunter witch from casting the magic, he's still a good man at heart inside. So he's dragging her outside.
Okay.
And I shouted to Finn and Lucy, we're going down via the kitchens and out the kitchen way.
Okay. Lucy, you've been given these instructions. I mean, this burning tapestry landed at your feet. You see Finn striking away at Absalom on the floor, and Jalmain shouting, we're leaving," and he's heading down towards the staircase.
Right, I'll grab is it Emily?
Alyssa, yeah.
Oh, Alyssa, yeah. So I'll just sort of say to her, is there another way out?
I mean, she kind of shakes her head. I mean, you would know that the only way, what you're thinking is happening here is that Jalmain is going to lead you through to the inner courtyard, which is in the center of the main building. It's like an open area. It's below ground level, but it's open.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah. In that case, then we'll head. Yeah, we'll head in that direction as fast as our little legs can carry us.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
And so head towards the stairs. You're dragging Alyssa along behind you, who seems a little bit reluctant to go. But you drag her anyway. Jalmain, Finn, you're trying to finish off some Absalom. You have a chance to retaliate if you desire. Are you fighting Finn, is what I'm asking, effectively?
No. I'm shouting for them, don't go outside, because ultimately, even though they're arseholes, I'm here to do a job. And it's like, I have this unshakable faith that I'm here to do something.
Yeah. Okay.
So I sort of try and roll out the way, and I'm shouting, do not leave, do not go outside.
Okay. Right. And as that occurs then, Finn, as you're striking at Absalom, his men are going to strike at you.
Mm-hmm.
From behind. And they're going to try and stop you. There's 3 of them. So they're going to have an extra dice as they roll to try and attack you. Are you defending? Yes? How are you going to defend?
I continue to fight.
Okay, so we have a 9. You're going to try and defend this.
Yes.
Easy. Okay, so as these guys leap on you, you kind of turn on them and kind of deflect all of their blows with your axe, parrying each and every one of them. Now, Jalmain, you have 2 men left. No, you're 1 man left.
1 man there.
Yeah. Now, he's with Finn. He fights with Finn, so I assume he is going to actually try and kill one of these that belongs to...
This is the man that I persuaded.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good point.
No, maybe she killed the man she persuaded. We don't know.
I think we should... I think, Absalom, I'm going to give you a chance here, and you can roll a dice. 1, 3, it's the guy you persuaded. 4, 5, 6, it's one of the others that you killed. So you killed one of the others. So the guy that's left is the one that you persuaded. So he is basically standing there unsure to what to do while these guys wail down on Finn. He's now not sure what the hell's going on. Finn, it is your go. You can now attempt to finish off Absalom or attack the 3 guys that are attacking you.
Finish
you
it.
would
Finish it
you
now.
would like us to stay here and be the snack of your shadow demons? And I smash the axe right across his chest.
Okay. Go for it.
I should say he also has the ability unable to trust others, but I'm not putting that into play. I'm just stating that for flavour.
That's true. However, you do have 3 guys wailing down on you, which is going to give you... it's going to make things more difficult for you. So you're definitely going to have a downshift.
Okay, is that -2?
I'm going to give you a minus... Let's give you a -4, because there's 3 of them wailing on you.
Yeah.
And Absalom himself.
Yeah.
You make your roll. Absalom, how are you defending?
7. Mead.
I'm on the floor, aren't I? So,
well, it's up to you. I mean, you could have gone
You're
up
still
by now.
burning.
Who knows? Yeah.
I have a knife. I'm going to... As if I'm on the floor, so I'm going to stab... I'm going to use my knife up.
All right, so you're defending at the moment rather than attacking. You can attack in a moment.
Defend.
So you're defending, yeah. Is it just 2d6 for you? You're not got anything that you can use to defend here, have you? So just roll 2d6. You got to beat a 7.
Did that roll?
No.
No.
Rolled it twice.
Take the first one.
What result are you?
There
we go.
It's fine.
Okay, you take a rank of damage as Finn tries to wail down you once more.
Rude. I can't go to 0, yeah?
Well, if you go to 0, you're out, effectively.
Fine, I'm not at 0 yet.
Okay. You can attack back if you wish.
Mead.
I'm going to swing round with my knife and try and get his Achilles tendon.
Oh, ouch.
Okay.
Harsh.
Any abilities that you can use here?
Swordsman.
Wait, it's not really a sword you're using.
Well, maybe it is.
Well, you're using your sword instead of a dagger. That's fine. You can use skilled swordsman.
Do that then.
Okay.
Just so I can cheat and get my +2. That's about it though, isn't it? I can.
Yeah.
1. Well, that wasn't a very good cheat, was it? Really?
And you're defending from this.
Yeah, I'm in full attack mode. I'm fighting for my life. Mercenary fighter skills to the core. There we go.
I mean, you used mercenary fighter to attack.
Oh, can you not use the same one to defend?
Oh well, I mean, you can't. We've allowed it, so haven't we?
Can I take
if you take 4 off, it's still
take the 4 off it? Yeah.
So you're as you bring your sword up weakly to attack him, he just knocks it away with his axe. And then your 3 soldiers try to finish off our boy here. Finn, what are you defending with? Because these guys are now attacking you, trying to defend their leader.
Yeah, I'm in trouble here. So am I or am I not allowed to use mercenary fighter again? Because I'm just kind of relying on that and using it. If that's not in the flavour of the game, then I'm quite happy to shift.
I'll let you use it this time. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah,
Okay.
we've been using it, so let's go ahead.
12, 2 points.
2 ranks of damage as they kind of beat down on you. While they
I wanted to keep my singer of epic verse, but that's me down to
Lucy. You are making your way to the staircase. You're making your way down the stairs.
I'm assuming Finn is going to be behind me.
Yeah, I mean, he's not there yet.
That's fine. I know he can handle himself.
He can. And you reach the long corridor that leads towards the kitchens and the servants' quarters off to the right. And you struggle down that corridor, dragging behind you. And you reach the kitchens, and you know that the door out into the courtyard is not too far ahead. But you're aware, you're suddenly struck by the idea that it's very cold and dark down here.
Still got the torch.
You do have the torch, but Finn had left the servants tied up down here. That was the order. You
Yep.
gave him. And as you kind of
yeah, go.
and as you enter into the kitchens, much like Lucy did before, there's a strange metallic smell in the air. You smelt it before. You know what it is.
Blood?
It is blood. Lucy, once again, your eyes are drawn towards the pantry where the door is shut, but there is like a half-congealed liquid that seems to have leaked under the door, black in this light.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've got to free the servants anyway, so I will
burn to death otherwise.
Yeah. So yeah, I will swing the pantry door open and command Jermaine to sort of torch in so we can sort of see what we're doing to free the servants.
Yeah.
I'm kind of going towards the oven and getting the stashed satchel of loot that I've stolen from her father's house. So I kind of drop Aaron on the floor, go and grab the satchel first. Greed before rescue.
Yes. Sounds like a plan. And yes. Lucy, as you push open the pantry door, in the pale light from Jermaine's torch, you are greeted by this image of absolute massacre. There are body parts strewn all over this room. The people inside, what's left of them, you recognize their faces, and they're all in these horrible their faces show signs of anguish and pain and terror. These are the faces that are left attached to bodies anyway. The rest of them are just dismembered. There are arms, legs, bits of torso just kind of scattered all across this room, and that's where this congealed liquid has come from. This pile of bodies. It's quite clear to you now that Finn didn't just leave these servants tied up.
He butchered them.
He killed them all.
So first, ear-piercing scream of horror and terror.
Yep.
Then on the floor weeping, sort of hands covered in their blood.
Yep.
Then thoughts of revenge.
Yes.
Followed by getting up, turning to Jalmain, get us out of here now! And I will use my nobility to use a kind of voice of authority to command him to get us the hell out.
Yeah, sure. So let's. You want to make a roll for that? See whether I normally wouldn't like to make a roll to manipulate another PC, but fuck it. It's getting late. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And what would Jermaine use to kind of counter if he's even going to counteract this? I mean, he might agree. And maybe as you've grabbed this satchel, you turn around, you see.
Have I got the satchel? Have I got the satchel?
Say you've got the satchel, but you see.
I've got the satchel, right?
Yeah.
I'll turn. Come on, let's go.
And you hear Lucy scream, and you hear her sobbing, and then you look towards the pantry and you see this monument to carnage that has been left by your friend, your companion,
murderous thug. I'll grab Lucy.
Yeah.
I've got the backpack. I've got the. I swear I'm forgetting something, but I'm grabbing Lucy and going out through the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot Erin. Oh well. Sorry.
Would my voice of command basically grip Erin and get her to follow us?
Erin is unconscious at the moment. She wants to try and revive her in some way.
Yeah. You know what? The red mist has descended. Let's get out. Got the wee one. Got Jermaine. We'll leave. I'm covered in blood. Yeah. So yeah. Well, now
are you going to bolt the door?
So once we are once we're out from under that section of the house, I'm going to start concentrating on my special skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to think of basically collapsing that entire end of the house in on itself.
Oh. Okay, now.
Special skill?
Oh, yes. Yes. Lucy has special skill. And which part of the house is it you're trying to collapse? The castle?
Just the bit that Finn's in.
Okay.
Not the whole house, just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to take you a bit of time. You have a source of power. You have the blood that's now covered all over you from the servants.
Yeah, probably all of them mixed together.
And so I'm going to get you to make a roll on your special ability. At the moment, we're gonna raise the thing from to average. So it's basically a roll of 7 or more that you're going to require. Using 2d6 plus your special ability.
I'm not noticing this, by the way, because I'm rushing to the barn to get 3 horses out.
Well,
one for me, one for Lucy, one for Finn.
Oh, you have one slight problem is that the courtyard is enclosed. You're outside, but you are not outside, as it were.
Okay.
So you step out into the cold air. The snow is blinding as it's kind of pouring down into the courtyard. You're not sure where Lucy is. You don't care. You've got your satchel, right?
I've got my satchel, yes, but he is kind-hearted, and she will make a better partner than Finn.
Damn right. Right. He's a maniac.
Yeah, he's going to get me killed tonight. I don't want to rob from the rich.
So let's Lucy, you have rolled, and you have succeeded. You are going to need one more roll, actually. Finn, Absalom is still alive and kicking, and so are the men. They are wailing down upon you. What are you doing? Who are you fighting?
What will you do when your master is no longer in this world, this foul master of the shadows? Crunch.
Are you attacking the guys? One of the...
No, I figure that... Absalom is gone. Chop off the head. Chop off his head, and we will then no longer.
Why is he rolling so well? This is a fix.
Absalom, you are defending. How are you defending against this blow? Is he?
I'm just going to try and roll. What? I've got to get 2 6s.
Well, you can roll, or you can. I mean, you can use your skilled swordsman ability if you're fighting him.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Okay, let's do it.
Why is he not rolling?
It's you, I think, kiddo. There you go.
Oh.
You take 3 ranks of damage as he pounds you with this axe once again. You're down to now. Are you 0? Yeah.
No.
Holy crap.
Get him! Get him!
You can attack back if you wish.
Who, me?
Yeah. You also have a downshift here, Ben, because you are also being attacked by 3 other guys behind you.
I want to use my fortune points at some point, by the way. I don't know how to use them.
Oh, okay. Well,
This
the
is on the
instructions are
character
at the
sheet.
bottom of the sheet. How are you defending against this attack as Absalom leaps forward to strike you with his sword? He looks mad. He's kind of still partly aflame as he does this, but he seems to have some renewed determination, and he tries to strike at you with this sword that he's carrying.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm able, I'm going to continue with Mercenary Fighter just purely because that's what he is, and this is the situation. It's uninteresting to the shadows that are waiting outside.
You're going to downshift twice because obviously you're being attacked by extra peoples.
So what am I going to, just 2d6 then?
So -4 then, yeah, I guess.
Ah, man. GG, guys. Oh!
3 ranks of damage for you, sir. As you are set upon by Absalom, and he
3.
valiantly, quite surprisingly, and maybe you find a newfound respect for the man as he kind of leaps forward with the sword and strikes at you a few times. Yeah, and I think our 3 guys from behind. The last guy, the last of Xiaomein's men, has run for the stairs. He's heading down, trying to follow his leader. At this point, he has disappeared. You need to defend against these guys.
Am I downshifted again? -4?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Ouch.
There we go.
Ooh. Ranks.
Finn,
You're starting to tire as these
No.
guys are starting to beat down upon you.
I'm not just starting to tire. Something happens. A fatal wound is applied. Finn is down.
Oh my god. So as these guys beat down, and you kind of stand upright, Absalom, as you see kind of Finn kind of collapse suddenly as these guys, swords is driven into his side, kind of collapses down onto the floor to his knees. What do you want to do to him? You have an opportunity here. You can finish him off if you want. Take off his head.
Finish him.
No, I look for a container, collect as much blood as I can, and then run following the others.
Oh. Finn slumped to the ground.
And I shout at him, "Your fight was not with me, you imbecile."
And that's the last thing you hear. And you try to scoop up some of this, perhaps one of these jugs that had the mead in. You try to scoop some of this blood up. Lucy, do you want to make another roll? Xiaomein, you're outside in the fresh air, the wind blowing around you. It's swirling around in the courtyard where you are, and you're kind of feeling quite pleased with yourself. You've got your swag. I mean, it's not a total loss, right? It's
Opening the door and heading
to
for the stables.
But Lucy, you need to make another roll with your special ability, if you would not mind. You've now got to roll. I believe it is a 9.
Muted. Dave, you're muted.
Dave.
No, can't hear you now.
Yeah, I do. Right, sorry.
There it is.
Right, sorry. I was laughing so much earlier, I had to turn it off. Right, sorry. Is there any chance of downgrading Graceful Dancer, my also useful skill so far, to get myself an extra dice?
No, but you can use your fortune.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Okay. Give yourself an extra dice.
Yeah.
And Absalom, you see Finn collapse to the floor in front of you, possibly dead. really wounded. The three men, they kind of stand looking at you for instructions, and you start gathering up blood into this jug. And then you hear a thunderous crack, which gets louder and louder. And the next thing you know, the ceiling is starting to topple down, and it collapses down in one fell swoop. This whole building, this part of the building just kind of collapses, cracking away. The bricks, the mortar, all crumbling down, and they collapse upon you. Finn. Well, forget Finn. He's dead.
I dead.
Absalom. Yeah, you're certainly, most definitely dead. So, Lucy, you are standing outside. You are standing in the kitchen area. The door is open. The snow is swirling away. It's blowing down into the door. You can hear these voices. One of them, this whispering. Well done. Just one more.
Give me a few moments.
Leave him to us.
You can take him even with the torch.
That'd be a problem.
Very well. Leave me a horse.
Xiaoming, outside, you are aware, suddenly, of multiple shadows kind of appearing over the edge of the courtyard from the roof. These eyes, just hundreds of eyes, kind of staring down towards you. And you realise you're trapped.
Okay.
There's no way of this courtyard.
I kind of going back into the courtyard to get the torch out of the snow. I'm closing the door. Turning to young Lucy there.
You step towards the door, and Lucy is standing there. Lucy, what do you do? Xiaoming is about to come back in.
I'll shout out to him, go get a horse! Go get the horses! I'll bring the... I'll grab the wee one and grab the bits and pieces and start dragging it towards the door.
Yeah. And as Xiaoming is, you kind of make your way towards the door to come back in. Because this is an enclosed courtyard, there's no way out. Except for this door that leads back into the kitchens.
Yep, that's fine.
And you've seen all these eyes kind of looking down upon you from the rooftops. As you make your way back in, you only hear Alyssa scream. An absolutely horrific, terrible scream. And you turn around and you see so many of these things that are just kind of standing behind you. They're leering at you. They're huge, terrible mouths full of these thousands and thousands of teeth. And they just smiling at you. Feel.
It seems none of us will escape today. They surrounding me, or is there a way back in?
I mean, it depends whether Lucy's going to let you back in the door or not.
Do I still have enough power in the blood that's on me to just telekinetically flick the door closed?
Yeah, I think you probably would. I don't think that would take a huge effort.
Yeah.
I'd say if you want to make a roll, it's just a 7 that you got to beat.
And if I hear the door moving, I'm going to use my
Fortune!
lightning reflexes and get in.
Okay, well, let's see what happens. Let's see if whether or not the door moves first. And it does. You want to make a roll with your lightning reflexes to try and get in.
I am, and I'm also going to use my second fortune point and go hell for leather.
Okay.
And skillfully dodge in.
Yeah. And the door slams shut, but Zhao Mei just kind of slips through, and you see him standing in front of you. How is Zhao Mei looking at this point?
Is it obvious that she somehow was closing the door on me?
I mean, it would look to you like somebody just tried to shut the door on you. There's only Lucy or Alyssa there.
Okay.
And you make of that what you will.
Whack!
You're attacking?
Yeah.
Okay, what are you attacking with? The satchel.
The torch.
Satchel of heavy things.
The torch.
Okay. You're going to swing this at Lucy.
I'm going to swing this hard at Lucy, yes.
Lucy is going to try and defend, I assume, in some way.
Yeah, I'll see if I can dodge out of the way. The only thing I've got that I could use for this is Graceful Dancer.
Oh, nice. Yeah, okay.
Yes. So, yep.
Yep. Oh, and she just gracefully is out of the way of your blow. And at that point, you're suddenly aware of this hammering on the door behind you, Zhao Mei.
Instantly.
It almost splintering as something pounds into it. Sorry, carry on, Lucy.
I was just going to say, I just closed the door. I didn't lock it.
Yep, no, that's fine.
Mm.
Lucy, are you retaliating in any way?
If there's still enough power left in this blood, I'm going to see if I can sort of Jedi mind throw him back towards the door. Or through the door.
That's trickier. And obviously he can resist that. But we can give it a go. Let's see, what would that be? Average, I think, is probably what we're looking at. So it'd be a 7 to be able to throw him backwards. Using your ability, if you wish. And you just roll a 7. And Finn, you are suddenly lifted off your... Finn. Zhao Mei, you're suddenly lifted off your feet and thrown backwards.
Is there any way I can resist this?
Yeah,
everyone...
yeah, you can try. Yeah, yes. Before we say, he's rolled a 7. Do you want to try and roll?
Yeah.
I don't know what ability you want to use against this thing.
Probably nothing that I've got, so I'm just going to roll the 2d6.
Roll a d6, 2d6.
Let's be fair.
You are thrown backwards into the door. Slam. By some unseen force, you're not sure what. But Lucy is standing in front of you looking pissed.
Is Alicia here still, the little girl?
Alyssa is there, and she is... Actually, she's probably running. At this moment, she's probably running away.
Okay, that's fine.
Zhao Mei, you have been thrust back against this door that you can hear cracking and splintering. Things are pounding against it right now. It won't last much longer.
Okay. I am running straight back into the kitchen.
Yep. And you
slamming the gate closed, the door closed between the kitchen and the courtyard.
Okay. I mean that's the one that's been closed already. So, but you.
All
can
right. Well, in that case, I'll open it.
Out of the kitchen.
Yep.
And
close it.
Out into the corridor.
Yep.
That leads back towards the servants' quarters and the stairs, which lead back to the Great Hall.
Right.
You rush back down that corridor, I guess.
I am going to. No, I'm gonna cower where the door where the servants were butchered.
Okay.
Ready, waiting to strike the next thing that comes through the door. Okay.
So Lucy, you see Zhao Mei almost like he's suddenly aware of what the situation is. He runs past you, sprints past you, and down the corridor towards the servants' quarters, towards the into the kitchen.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm going to find the maid. Where I take it that she's just carried in one of the corner of the
You're not sure where she disappeared. She's run away. She is obviously terrified by what she's seen. That you have, as well as the wanton slaughter and murder that everybody else has committed. And she has fled. She's quite likely hiding somewhere in the servants' quarters. That would be a logical assumption. You know that she can't get back up to the Great Hall because the Great Hall no longer exists.
Still pissed. No weapon. I think I'll help destroy the door.
Well, you could just open it.
Oh yeah, I'll just open the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you do. You open the door and there's this... The wind howls. You hear almost ecstatic cheering as these things suddenly come wailing through. Like a gust, like the blizzard itself is entering the room. Snow and ice air is kind of blown around all over the place. And you feel it. You feel the chill on your skin as they kind of disappear up the corridor. Like almost like the blizzard was a living thing.
Yeah, I'll call out to them as they're passing. Kill the man, spare the girl.
Okay.
A bit of mobility.
Yes, into the kitchen. You suddenly where the temperature dropping, Xiaomain. The temperature drops, and you hear a howling of the wind, and it just becomes louder and louder and louder as it enters into the kitchen, and you feel like you're being hunted by something unnatural. It's coming for you.
As soon as anything comes in, I'm going to hit it.
Okay.
I don't care whether it's a creature of the night or Lucy or Alyssa.
Yeah. And so you're kind of a little bit surprised and taken aback when it's definitely not Alyssa, it's definitely not Lucy. But it's almost like the elements themselves have kind of come in and entered the room. Snow is blowing in through there and blinding you almost. And you feel the icy air, the chill blowing across your face. You feel the ice forming on your beard and on your eyebrows and your hair as this thing kind of enters into the room. You want to attack?
Yeah, I'm going to attack it with the torch.
Okay. Then go for it. I don't think we can drag this out anymore.
No, don't. It's, yeah.
No, I wanted to hear the glorious death. I want it in full detail.
Go on, do the attack roll then, Mark. I've got an idea.
Well, I mean, it's going to be impossible for you to defend against this, to be honest.
Yep.
The death from 1,000 cuts is probably the best description.
As I die, I shout, "Fuck you, witch hunter! Fuck you!"
Harsh, rude.
And Lucy, as you kind of stand there in this swirling snowstorm, this blizzard blows all around you, and you're just kind of standing there in the kitchen. You feel Xiaomain's death on the air. He cries out, perhaps. You hear it. It's lost amongst the gale, the blowing snow. And a closing scene, I guess, is Lucy standing all of this. She's kind of borne up, carried away by these things, off into the mountains. We don't see Alyssa. Alyssa we don't see again. But we know that Lucy is dragged away, terrified, into the mountains with these things, into a cave, and goes quietly mad as these things teach her how to command them, as well as them teaching her the ways of blood magic. And that's basically where we end this adventure, as
Awesome!
Oh my god.
everybody...
Oh my god!
I survived the longest!
Well, technically, I survived the longest.
No,
Yeah!
you were the evil one all along. We knew it.
Yeah.